Another top story for us this hour. A preliminary hearing is now back underway in the Charlie Kirk assassination case. Kirk's parents and widow Erica are coming face to face this afternoon with the man who is accused of killing him for the very first time. Prosecutors now revealing some key evidence in the most detailed look yet into last September's deadly shooting. Let's go to Matt Finn. He's live right outside the courthouse in Provo, Utah. Matt, what can you tell us?
Well, for the past hour or two, the prosecution has been questioning its first witness, a police officer who was on the campus of Utah Valley University last September when Charlie was shot and killed. When the officer started describing the moments that he heard the gunfire that likely killed Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk and Charlie's parents left the courtroom. Tyler Robinson inside has been closely paying attention to the testimony and exhibits. And earlier, Fox captured Charlie's widow, Erica Kirk, arriving to court flanked by security. Arriving separately are Charlie's parents. This is the first time Erica Kirk has attended one of the court proceedings here. Our reporter in the courtroom says Erica is sitting next to Charlie's mom, and Erica put her head on the shoulder of Charlie's mom at one point. Also, Donald Trump Jr. inside the courtroom. Arriving earlier, Robinson's family, and what we believe is Robinson being transported in an armored vehicle to court, which has become the norm. Now, Robinson's defense tried multiple strategies to get the possibility of the death sentence off the table and also to delay the preliminary hearing. But last week, the Utah Supreme Court denied 3 appeals by Robinson's legal team, which paved the way for the prelim to begin today. Tyler Robinson is charged with aggravated murder in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The state keeps warning there's going to be graphic evidence that's presented. Today, Judge Graff said he would like the camera to turn away from these disturbing exhibits so they're not broadcast on live TV. Kirk was murdered September 10th last year. Investigators say Tyler Robinson shot Kirk with a rifle and then in text messages confessed to his roommate lover, Lance Twiggs. Twiggs texted last year, "Why?" Robinson replied, "Why did I do it?" Twiggs said, "Yeah." Robinson explained, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate cannot be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence." And we have a new statement from Erica Kirk and Charlie's family. It reads in part, "Every court proceeding serves as a painful reminder of his death and the loss that has irrevocably impacted our lives and the lives of his children." A few hours into day 1 of this preliminary hearing right now, it's expected to go through the week. Back to you.
All right, Matt Finn in Provo for us this afternoon. Thank you. Sandra?
Okay, thank you, Jillian. Let's bring in Josh Ritter now, Fox News contributor, criminal defense attorney, and the weekly Rap Sheet co-host on Fox Nation. Donna Rotunno is here, Fox News contributor, criminal defense attorney, and crime and justice podcast host. Welcome back to both of you. I know you were joining our coverage last hour as well. Some things that have changed. We got a little bit more color from inside the courtroom. After that 10-minute break, Tyler Robinson's parents, who had been, as I noted last hour, seated 2 rows behind the Kirk family, but then they moved to another part of the gallery as proceedings followed the break. Just an interesting note out of the courtroom. I want to, Donna, get your top-line thoughts on what we've heard so far.
Sure. Well, you know, we're watching this unfold and we're hearing what took place that day as expected. This is a walk through the process of that day and who showed up when and what they were able to see on the campus and what the map of that area looked like. And what we have to remember is this is all very legal and very, logistical in terms of what took place. But what this means to both of these families is quite difficult. And, you know, as much as this is the most awful circumstance Erica Kirk could ever imagine, Charlie Kirk's parents having to listen to what happened to their son, you know, on some level, this is also a circumstance where you have Tyler Robinson's parents, who are the ones who actually turned him in and actually brought him to law enforcement. And no matter how awful the events that he is accused of committing are, he's still their child. So there's a lot of emotion inside that courtroom today. And I know that when, you know, they want to deal with what's going on, and if it was maybe hard for them to sit behind the Kirk family and watch the emotion there, they wanted to move away. But, you know, this is a really difficult situation here today. I did find it very ironic, though, watching Tyler Robinson arrive in court in an armored vehicle when Charlie was not afforded that same level of armor out on the UVU campus that day.
Oh, fair point. And Josh, some more color. A U.S. Marshal then handed tissue boxes to the families, our reporter tells us. Robinson's family took boxes. Clearly, they're in an incredibly emotional state as well. Erica Kirk continued looking down through the testimony of the UVU police officer, Chris Bagley, who was present when Kirk was shot. Also noting that 12:35 Eastern time, less than an hour ago, the Kirk family, we're told, got up and left the courtroom as Officer Bagley recalled hearing the gunshot. One woman was walking out with Erica. The woman was crying. Erica was not. But this is just an incredibly emotional time for both of these families, Josh.
It is. And by the way, this is the easiest it will be because we're just hearing the lead up to the murder itself. This is from an officer who didn't even, in fact, witness the shooting. He heard it and he responded to the scene and has been describing some of the chaos. But some of the more graphic testimony about when he was actually shot, people who witnessed that, the medical examiner to talk about the injury that he sustained and how he lost his life, all of that is still to come. So I pray for them. This is going to be a difficult few days.
Got it. We appreciate both of you staying on top of that. We'll continue to monitor developments from the courtroom. Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.